said to him, I said, well, don't worry about it. I'm from West Texas, and I speak at about 380 words a minute with gusts up to 550.
That would serve you well in West Texas.
Yeah, man, it's funny, though, when we go. Hey, guys, what's up? Inside Edge, Michael Ray Newman here. We are podcasting deep in Dallas, Texas, the heart of Texas, in Kevin E's Monster Millennial Studio.
What's up, gentlemen?
That's right. And I've got the man, the one and the only, the man of the hour, always a tower power, Edwin Britt.
Yes, I am. Glad to be in Texas, as always.
From North Carolina, baby. You've been burning at both ends, man. Edwin, we do Inside Edge, Edge Global, Mindset of a Champion, Life by Design. We do all these different things, and we come in and we speak to your companies and people in your at your place. We'll come to you guys. We'll do you're doing a keynote here. Where? Somewhere on the East Coast?
Boone, North Carolina, coming up September 15th.
Yeah, I bet you guys want to book Edwin. You want to book myself? Come on in, because what you have here, we have just been named
the most dynamic motivational duo in North America.
Woo. There's one thing for sure. You'll be fired up when you leave.
That's right.
You're not sure about what, but I'm definitely going to get me some of that. I want one of these guys are drinking and eating and sleeping with. Hey, guys.
Careful.
Yeah, he's out. What? Hey, man. Yeah, so you guys, whatever you do, when you listen to us, I hope you really put it in a position of this. Make it about you. Think about you and where you are. It's a chance for you to step back, because you've been giving out all week all your time, effort, daily, hourly to other people. Make this about you. Take a big old deep breath. We're going to have it just a second, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to have a chance to learn some things, but I want you to make it about you. That's what this podcast is about. That's what Inside Edge is about. That's what Edge Global Inc., INC.net. If you guys get a chance, go check it out. You can get our virtual masterclass right now. 52-week program. You can binge it. You can watch it in 52 weeks. It's this really just-in-time training. A lot of people are loving it for $7 a month. That's pretty cool.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it really, really is, man. Well, I'm really proud of it. Kevin, he had a lot to do with it. Edwin, of course. You and I have been living it our whole life, and we've spent the last few years and kind of laid this down into that LMS system that gives you metrics and lets you train on it. But we're also, like, we'll be speaking tomorrow here in Texas. So it's always good to be here and be in studio. We appreciate you guys taking a few minutes to stop down with us and making it about you and having some fun with us. Kevin E?
Yes, sir.
Man, dude, you do audiobooks. You do YouTube channels. You do content.
Website videos, social media videos, virtual tours.
Yeah, man.
Podcasts just happen to be my favorite.
Yeah, podcast your favorite. Kevin E., I found him off the Eagle, Kegl, the rock station here. He was a DJ for years. So the best voice in here is Kevin E.'s, of course. He has the golden vocals, or what do you call it?
I feel a little rusty. I don't know. I hope I still got it.
You got it, baby.
So, thank you.
If somebody wants to check you out, catch up with you, contact with you, get their own podcast maybe, who do they hit?
Shoot me an email at kepxlive@gmail.com. I would say, if you want something that looks professional, feels professional, and that you want the real deal in terms of your show, give me a call. I can produce it for you. But not everybody needs that. So if you want to get started on your own, I have 5 easy steps to start your own podcast. You can get it right now free. Just email me, kpxlive@gmail.com, or send me a message on social media at kpxlive.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of podcasting, a pop-up podcast, mobile. Back in the day, I made him lug all of his junk. We were going all over the place.
It was fun.
Lug all his junk. We were lugging it everywhere, just all this stuff around. We were at the State Fair in Texas. We were at all these conferences and hotels and shopping malls.
People are busy, man. You don't have time to come to a studio. I will come to you wherever you are.
Yep. So he's he has evolved that into his pop-up podcast. He'll come to you. So he's done a lot of really good work for us, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in today and doing that for you.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So, hey, we appreciate all you guys listening to us. Subscribe to us. Listen to us. Where can they catch us? Where's the best place to catch us?
Spotify, man. I'm excited about this. Spotify now has video for our show, so go check us out there. If you don't use the Spotify app or don't really use it at all, check us out on YouTube. And then, of course, if you just want to listen, we'll always be on iTunes.
Sweet. iTunes. And then we have our national coaching call once a week at our little bitty private group called, Edwin, Inside Edge, baby.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Like we've been here, baby. It was like, what do you want me to say, dude? Inside Edge, what do you do? You're all over the place, right? I told you I speak at about 580 word gusts a minute, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Hey, guys, again, welcome. I want to ask you a question today. What do you think, and what do you think, and what does that mean? I said, I run my companies I run my family exactly. I run my companies exactly. I run my family. The things I learned growing up, and I really believe this. I learned Everything I needed to know in life, I learned by the time I was 10 years old.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty easy. A little bit of me goes a long way, is fact, and I'm a pretty simple guy, right? We get excited about something, and then we go do it. We figure out how to do it.
I feel like you're Howard Stern and I'm Robin. You know, that's what I feel like.
I can see that.
What does that make you, Kevin E?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it makes me Gary or Artie Lang.
Baba Boo. Here we
Yeah.
go. That's funny. I don't even know how I know that, but that was great.
Yeah, good throwback on the Baba Booey.
That's right. Well, that's So I really do, man. I call back to my childhood, and I've seen now how that things that happened to me when I was younger really impact me in my whole entire life, and my parents have used that, and I was lucky enough to have my parents that poured into me some positive things, and also there was teachers that were good to me, coaches that were good to me, but there was also some that were negative to me as well. And when we talked on a few podcasts ago, I asked what your earliest memory, and Kevin, he said something about a dark and a light. I don't know what that meant. You saw a bright light all of a sudden or something? You remembered further back than we did. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I remember the womb.
Okay, that's kind of where I was going.
Well, we've burned more brain cells than he has
we
since
have.
then,
We
so-
have definitely.
Just to be fair.
I remember not needing oxygen.
That was good. Hey man, the wheels are off. We should rewind and start this, but we're not. So when I was young, all I ever wanted to do in my whole entire life, from everything, my first memory of wanting to be able to do something excited about, motivated, was wanting to be a professional football player. No matter what you told me, you asked the people, I said, I'm going to be paid to play the game I love. That's what I'm going to do. And I loved it. I couldn't wait to play. And as soon as I got old enough in second grade, they left this flyer on our desk saying, sign up for football. And I took it home so excited. And I came home to Mom and said, look, Mom, boom, football, we're going to finally get to play. I'm going to get to start my dream. It's going to happen. She goes, oh, and then she looked at it, and she wasn't as excited as I was, but I didn't think about that too long. I went to she goes, well, give it to your dad when he comes home. As soon as my dad got home, I ran and I said, Paul, look, I'm get to go play football. It's going to be excited. And he didn't seem to be as excited as I was when I was little, when I was telling him I wanted to play football. And he said, you can do anything you want if you want to put the work in. But I was here, and that day was here, that moment was here. And I turned around, I saw them all huddled up together talking. And I kind of was scratching my head, and then I turned around, and my dad said, all right, boy, I'm going to let you play. But I want you to understand, if you play, this right here, there's so many good life lessons in this right here, guys. Pay attention to this. My dad said this right off the bat. He said, I'm going to let you play, but here's the deal. If you play and start this season, you're not going to quit. No matter what, you're not going to quit. Now, it's going to be cold. It's going to be hot. You're going to stay and play with your friends. You're going to want to watch TV, but you're going to practice. You're going to finish this season. Now, at the end of this season, if you don't like it for any reason and you don't play again, that's not quitting because you finished the season. That's called retiring. And I said,
That was a wise move by your dad.
yeah, I
Yeah,
thought,
definitely.
You know what? That made total sense to me. I was like, all right, I get it. I can retire at 6 years old, no problem. I may announce my retirement back then. So I found out later, this is why they were concerned. It's because I was so small. I was very underage. When I was a freshman in high school, I was 5 foot. Now, I did get a little growth spurt, and I grew a little more college, and I was around 6'2"-ish back in the day, and maybe a little shorter now. Time's got a hold of me.
No, I think you're pretty close to 6'2".
Still close to that still. So anyway, but I was short. I was little. I was small. They were worried about me, but they took me and let me go out into the world. And I walked up, and I'll never forget it. My dad drives me up there. There was a little fold-out table by the football fields up there in Little League and Pee Wee ball. And Coach Nick Sisti was sitting there signing them people up. And I got there. It was our turn. My dad had his check and a birth certificate, and he looked around my dad. He kind of posed around and said, he's a little bit small. You might want to bring him back next year. And he slid the check and the birth certificate back over to my dad. And my dad said, he looked back at me, and do you remember this, guys? You remember the first time that you felt rage? Well, I was 6 years old. I know exactly what it was. And it starts at the lower part of your back, and the sweat and the chills go all the way up, and it comes over the top of your head, and your eyeballs get tears in them, and you want to cry, but not because you're sad. It's because you're totally pissed off. You can't even hardly stand yourself. And I just remember being so raged, and I think the look when my dad glanced back at me, I think he saw it, and he realized that this is not something he's ever seen before in me. And he asked Coach Sisti, he said, is the birth certificate old enough? He said, yeah. And he said, well, here's our check. When's practice?
I like that.
Oh, yeah. And then we'd load up in the truck, and this is before cell phones, before pages or anything. My mom had no idea of what happened. All she knows is how excited I was when I left the house, and that was pretty exciting. Well, it was quiet going home. I jumped out of the truck, and I just started hustling into the front yard, and I walked to the house, and we have a little 1,200 square foot house. My mom was doing dishes, and she was loading the dishwasher up, and I come flying by her. She didn't even look up at me. I think she might have been able to feel me because she always said, hey, how'd it go? And I stopped, and I walked back down the hall, and I looked at her, and I remember almost crying, and I was like, he told me I was too small. Oh, man, and I guarantee you she thought I was crushed because I was. And she didn't even look up, didn't say a word. She just kept loading the dishwasher. And she said, well, what do you think? Wow. She said, what do you think? And I said, well, I think he's wrong. And she said the most powerful thing to me, that's all that matters.
Amen.
That's all that matters. Now, I want you to think about this because later on in life, when I started telling this story on the road, Edwin, and people were like saying, oh, I remember my mom, and I remember my child was too small and all this. I said, Mom, you ever remember that? And she does this little deal where she bites her lip. So when you know she knows something that you don't know and she's about to give you something, she's like, she goes, yeah, I remember that. And I was like, what'd you think? She goes, I wanted to go grab that coach, grab him by the scruff of his neck, take him out behind the woodshed, get a switch, and whip him and show him who's boss. And you got to understand, my mom, she was 16 when she had me, okay? So she was very young. She dropped out of high school, and she's an amazing glue matriarch of our family now. But she had no idea how to raise kids. She didn't know anything. She just was going by her instinct. Somebody hurt her baby. She goes, I wanted to call that coach up, like people do these days, right? Because these helicopter parents, call that coach up. How dare you hurt my baby? Or what if she would have done this? Pull me aside and take me in my hand and walk me over and say, you know what? He's right, son. He's right, Michael Ray. You are a little bit small. Let's find something for you to do. Let's have something else for you to do. What would that have done to me? All she said to me is, what do you think? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. How many times in your life have people said, you can't do this, and then they said, you're right. But my mom, and you know what else she did, Edwin? She drew back on that moment so many times because I wound up staying, and I was like the little mascot. I was a pulling guard. I played offensive tackle, and man, everybody loved me, and I was the hardest hitting little kid on the team, and I had a great experience. And then I moved up and became better and better and better as time got on. And because I worked so hard and I had a process that you were not going to outwork me, but then all of a sudden I grew. The game slowed down, and I was able to do some really cool things with football. But even things that happened to me in my life in high school and in college, and even my life with my family now, and the mistakes I've made and the challenges I've had, she's called back on that moment. And she said, well, do you remember when you put in the work and you skinned your knee and you got to be able to do all those things? That's what matters. You'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, Michael, I've had the pleasure of knowing your mom, and she is, as beautiful she is, she's equally or even better wise, right?
Yes.
And we talk about the ability to say more with less. What a great illustration of saying more with less. What do you think? You know? Powerful.
Man, that is a powerful motive. What do you think? That's all that matters. I think about that today, and I still get chills. And what you just said there, man, for a woman to be able to do something like that is at that age, that time, in that life, and she really and truly has been the glue, and she is a matriarch, and she does have a lot of wisdom, Nana. And everybody loves Nana, right?
Yeah, man.
But I'm gonna tell you something about Nana. Nana was and I'll tell a little bit off on her right now. Nana was the.
Is she going to be listening to this later?
I bet she.
Okay, just making sure.
Hey man, we play a game. Two things. We play a game when my older kids now they're old enough to drink. They're like 30, almost. So we play a game when we're on vacation, and it's
Damn, you must be old.
It's a. Hey man, I told you I got started young. I chip off the old block. My mom got started young. She got started young. Right? We've had to be intentional about breaking those cycles, but. We play a game on Facebook where we're playing a drinking game to see who likes it first. Well, we would like a post, and either the mother-in-law or my mom will like it first, and whoever likes it first wins. So it'll be like, oh, my mom. But you can count on my mom. And when you and I are speaking and she's in town, she's going to be there.
She'll be there. That's right.
If we're on live, she's going to be watching. If you're podcasting, she's going to watch. She is my biggest fan. She's my biggest supporter. She has poured into my whole entire family. I'm lucky to have her, and I was lucky enough to be the oldest one and to spend all that quality time with her. There's no doubt about it. But I'll tell off on her. She was the original MILF.
Watch out.
Oh, my brother and I learned how to fight at a young age really well. Of things that some of my friends would say about my mom.
Hey, she still looks good.
Easy, Hammer. No, I know she does, man. She really does. I'm proud of her.
And it's true. She has been at every engagement that we've spoken at here in Dallas. I can't remember where we were. Maybe it was at the what's the arena in Fort Worth?
Oh yeah, the Tarrant County Coliseum.
Yeah, but it's named after Will Rogers.
Will Rogers Coliseum,
Yeah,
yep.
and you know when you're on the stage, maybe people don't realize this, but you really can't see much past the front row. You've got to really connect with the audience because the lights are so bright, especially in bigger venues. And I'm up there speaking. I'm thinking, you know, where's Nana? Where's Nana? She's always there. You know, usually you can see her, man. But she was there. I couldn't see beyond the lights. She was in the back that day. But you're right. She's always there.
Do you know how you found out she was there? It's because when I tell her story and we go really deep into it and we talk about her getting pregnant at 15 or having me at 15, I say, oh, she had me at 15 years old. She had a job out. And then all the way in the back of the room, I heard her say, 16.
She wanted that correction.
Yeah, she just got tired of hearing me say 15 over and over again. So I have corrected it. It's in the book now. She's 16 and not 15 when she had me.
What a great lesson for our listeners today, man. Thank you for sharing that wisdom and that story, Michael. It was awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Remember this. What do you think? That's what matters about you. What do you think? That's what matters. Not what anybody else says. What you think, what you're going to do. Take massive action. If anything else, guys, thank you for joining us today on The Inside Edge. Be nice, play hard, have fun, make it count. People don't always remember what you say, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. See ya.